Alright, hi guys. Clover and I are out in the yard today, playing with sticks. Yeah? Go get it. So we're out here talking about, well, we're out in the environment, talking about the learning environment. So, probably short and sweet because I'm holding the phone up with my hand, my arm. So it could get numb really fast, yoga or not. Actually, look at this. Alright, so setting up the environment. So first I want to start off by saying every waking moment is a learning moment in puppies and dogs and cats and pocket pets and everything. If it's living, it's learning. Behavior is life. And what is behavior? What is learning? Learning is just seeing your environment and adjusting to what you see, and if there's something you want, testing it out and seeing how it works. So, learning environment. You want to move? She's growling, but she's her mouth. Hey! No. I know we got puppies out here. Clover, come on. Come on. Go get it. Go get the sticks. Yeah? Should we move? So, again, learning environment. So I don't want Clover to be one of those puppies that barks at things in the neighborhood, so we're going to go and we're going to prevent a situation. So instead of sitting behind my pretty garden, I'm going to sit behind my garage. Okay, here we go. Yeah, go get your sticks. So learning environment. So we adjusted. So every waking moment's a learning moment. I don't want Clover to be one of those pups that out of boredom she barks at everything, and I want her to be calm and relaxed. I want her to be able to look at a dog and go, no big deal. They can all talk. I'm gonna be the quiet one over here in the corner, chewing my sticks. So she's chewing her sticks. So we got a couple boxers over there. There's a reason I walk away from that situation. There's some electric collars get used when barking happens, so I don't want to promote that. And that's really sad. The yard in front of me, my neighbor, she's got a little dog. We're gonna turn something around real quick. Look at this. Head upside down. Anyways, so behind that wooden fence is Mocha, really sweet dog, but she likes to hear her voice. So I'm gonna be in the front of my backyard, and we'll talk here, just so that we can help prevent some things. So changing the environment. So learning environments. Okay, help it. Look at this. I need less distractions. We need to adjust my environment. Okay, back to business. So learning environment first. So when you're teaching skills, so you're teaching new skills and then you're training those new skills, you want to have a pretty boring environment. You want the same stuff different days. So you want things that the dog sees every day, clean up all their toys, eliminate as many distractions as possible. Don't do training when the TV's on, though a lot of my videos you'll hear the TV on. But you want as little distractions as possible because you want to set your puppies up for success. So you want to set it up for easy. Learning in itself, it's really fun, and it uses the brain, so it's very tiring. So it can be boring if you're working on the same thing over and over and over again. It can be really boring. So my training sessions tend to be anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes, depending. Although Clover really wants to work more, but I don't want to discourage her, so I don't do more than 10 minutes. And then we have some play afterwards, and or a treat party. So usually with consent skills, because it's a completely different style of training. It can be really hard for Clover because she's like an all-in physical puppy. So you'll hear me talk about passive and active training. That's just my terminologies. I love to play games and I love D&D, so passive and active. So active skills, active training for me is when you're asking your pups for something. So you're asking them to perform a behavior. Passive for me means they're going to kind of lay there and they're going to kind of be passive as you are going to locations of the body. So where this is consent work. Consent work is where the consent is not on you, the consent is on your puppies, your dogs, your cats, birds, any animal, again, any living being has the opportunity, does learn. They look at their environment and they behave accordingly. Plants, they learn in their environment. You can train a plant. It's a different mode of training, I guess, but I have pole beans, and they grew up my fence, then across the top of my tomatoes, and now they're on my shepherd's hook with my bird feeder, and now is heading towards the fence again. So you can train plants. So anything that's living and breathing has the opportunity to learn. That was a rant. So you want to set up for success. So consent work. So consent work, what that is you are going to tell your puppies, so when you ask for a foot, you're going paw, and your puppies offer you a paw. In consent work, when you say paw, they don't have to move. What's happening there is you're telling them where you're going. It's completely different and can be very difficult for some animals, but it is imperative with the increase in stress and anxiety and fears in the veterinary community, and the amounts of missed opportunities in communication, whether it's with the vet community or the parents, due to missed opportunities in understanding what your dogs are telling you or your cats are telling you in the vet clinic. Consent work is huge in teaching the pets, the parents, and the vet community how to work cohesively in the health and wellness of dogs and cats and other animals. So in my clinic we see pocket pets and we see birds. So, but that being said, learning environment. So passive and active. So we'll get to videos on consent skills, we'll get to videos on other skills. Right now, learning environment is you want it as easy as possible. So a lot of skills Clover knows. I will bring them out in the backyard and work on them. I've been working on them consistently out in the public. So her first skill I started when she came home, about 3 days after she came home, because I wanted to give her a decompression time. We worked on relaxation. So Clover is a spaniel. She's a Springer Spaniel, so high energy. She's a hunting dog. She's a sporting dog. So they have an energy requirement. They have a mental requirement. So it was important for me that I'm selfish. A spaniel is a dog that I wanted because I had one growing up, and they're, to me, gorgeous dogs. I love my hunting dogs. I love the floppy ears. I love their energy output. I love how happy they are when they're with their people. So I wanted a Springer. So I wanted her to be able to be comfortable being relaxed. I am not going to pay attention to her running off with a squash leaf. This is her attempt at getting my attention. Clover, where's the sticks? Get some sticks? Not paying attention for the squash leaves. Okay, so her relaxation skill has gotten so good in the house. It is her default behavior. So we've taken it in the backyard, and I've taken it out on her walks. I've taken it to the stores. I'm not going to label off all of them, but I've taken her to Lowe's and Home Depot and Joann's and the pet stores, obviously. You can check with your Barnes & Nobles, if your local Barnes & Nobles. Some of them may be pet friendly. Walmart's not. They really should be service animals. Okay, but learning environment. So learning environment is key. So before you add distractions, you want them to be able to hone these skills in the easy environments first. When you are adding challenges to their skills, you do one distraction at a time. So if you want to see if they can perform their skills with sounds, then you can add the TV. Don't take your puppies when they've learned a good relaxation skill or a sit skill or eye contact, because eye contact is huge. Don't just take them out in the middle of a busy city. So here in Buffalo we have Allentown Art Festival, and a lot of people bring their pups there, and I've seen some really, really good, well-behaved dogs there. So I only went once, guys. But you don't want to take your puppy out and expose them to that if they don't have the experience to handle the crowds and the food and the sounds. So you want to add one criteria at a time, one distraction. So what is the different types of distractions? You've got Clover. Come here. Get the sticks. Get the sticks. Go get the sticks. Thank you. We're going to clean up these squash leaves because they're making me paranoid. Clover's been having vomiting, and I don't want her to get sick on squash leaves. Distractions are sights and sounds, smells, wet bench, people, so visual. Distance is a difficulty, so there's different levels and difficulties and things. So you don't want to add too much. When you're working on a sit, do you want a sit from a distance? Do you want a sit for duration? So you have to think about these things and what you're requesting your puppies. Do you want a sit in different directions? Now, we're talking about distance and distractions and durations. What about location? A sit in front of you is different than a sit next to you, which we utilize when we're teaching leash skills. So think about all the different ways that sit could change. A good sit is a really, really good example because everybody teaches sit, but sit doesn't mean the same thing when it's not out of the usual context. So when you have your puppy sit, they're always in front of you. So going to the vet. When you're going to the vet, I can't tell you how many times I hear from the pharmacy that I hear these clients coming in with their pets for their appointments, their dogs, and they're going, sit, 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 sit. What is that? Clover, come on. So sit in your living room right in front of you is not the same as sit with you stooping over them in a busy clinic with the smells and the sounds and the people and a scale. You may not feel the scale moving, but they might feel the scale moving. There's a lot of fear going around on that scale. There is pheromones of fear on that scale, and we don't perceive that, but they perceive it. Imagine what happened with all those fears with curbside service going through COVID. Fear, smells, pheromones, they can linger for a bit. So there could be fear pheromones your pups are picking up on from a day or two before. So it's not at your fault or their fault that they can't perform the fun skills that they're normally enjoying in the clinic when they're exposed to something like that. So there's a lot of different things in the environment that we can't perceive as far as learning environments. Smells are huge and sounds are huge for dogs. So taking that into context when you're working with your pups and you're working on some skills. You'll hear me talk about fluency in a behavior. It's just me checking in to see how well they can perform these skills in someplace other than their living room. So leave it as a work in progress. Clover's energy level when she sees people and pups when we go to parks are a work in progress. However, she's really good with her check-ins, and she doesn't let us go far from her. So we use those at an advantage. And adding those things separately is key. So researching what you're doing before you add a skill is important, or work on a skill when you go someplace. So this is a bit of a blurb on learning environment. Learning environment is key. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was bored in a class because classes are like 45 minutes long, and I'm sitting there shaving a pencil on my desk. So I don't know what happens these days. No, we play on phones. That's what happens. We didn't have cell phones when I was in high school. So we shaved pencils and we wrote notes and put them in little triangle things and handed them around the room. So think about that. Learning, you shouldn't force your puppies into 20-minute sessions. It gets boring. When you're done, have play, have a food party, have a good time, and make it fun and enjoyable, because when you have fun after training, it actually helps your memory retention and makes it more fun too. So I'm out here playing with Clover after I'm doing a little bit of learning myself, just so that I can retain that knowledge. Plus, I really enjoy being outside, and the heat index has dropped a little bit, so we're not going to choke and die out here. So, any questions, feel free to message. I know this is a kind of a big, long video on learning environment, but I think it's really important to keep in mind. We want to set our puppies up for success. We might do some other videos. If you have any questions on videos, or you want to learn more, send me emails and go, hey, I have some ideas on videos. I could always use ideas. My brain is a busy brain, and we all know, if you've worked with me, I have terrible shiny object syndrome, so it takes me a bit, but I get to the point. But hey, it's all fun and games. Life is fun, and make sure you're having fun. Training should not be a chore. Learning environment for you too. You're retraining your brain, so you need to give yourself a little bit of slack as well. You're kind of rerunning those circuitries and creating new habits yourself. So self-speak is important for you. Self-speak is important for your puppies. Energy you take into your training, that is key. The energy you take into training is important. If you're going into training frustrated, you and your puppy are set up for failure. You're not really going to go that far. And I shouldn't say failure. Mistakes. I don't believe in failure. I don't believe in mistakes. There's missed opportunities and there's mistakes. I take it back. Shame on me. There's no such thing as failure. There's always a learning opportunity in everything. If you have been using... She's digging, guys. Yeah, I caught ya. What are you doing? Clover. Hey. Clover Marie. All right, we'll let her have her fun. It's the foundation. There's no such thing as mistakes. There's missed opportunities. I used those choke chains before. We've all done it. We've all done everything. I've rubbed my pups poop in their nose. I've wrapped them on the butt. I've yelled at Clover. I've pulled Clover off the couch with her collar. So guess what? I took her collar off. So we all do it. We're human, and poop happens. It's coming back and how you look at the situation and how you adjust for the situation. That is key. We're going to go into some Zen speak now, and I don't know why she's digging. Normal dog behavior, guys. This is not bad in her mind. This is something I don't want. It's something Dad doesn't want, because now those muddy feet are going into the kitchen. But guess what? That's normal behavior. What do we do with that? Huh? We provide the opportunity for a better setting that we prefer, and we try and figure out what they want. There might be a bug in there, honestly. It smells delicious. There really might be a bug, but patience. We're all learning, and she's having a blast. Any questions in this lengthy video, let me know. I'm doing a bunch of them tonight because I'm actually energetically and emotionally doing great. So I was just taking the opportunities. Hey, why not? I'm with my Springer. I'm wearing my Springer shirt, and I have been surrounded by good company, and we went for a walk this morning. Maybe I'll sleep tonight. So have a good one. Clover is. Drop me an email if you have any questions. Drop me an email if you have some suggestions. I can't think of them all. Again, we're only human. Have fun, guys. Enjoy your training. And if you're frustrated, if your puppy's frustrated, walk away. Treat party, walk away. Not failure. It's just different opportunities are presented. Take a deep breath. Woosah. Meditate a little bit. Watch some TV. Play a game. Color in a book or read a book. Don't color in the book you're reading in case it's a library book. Those exist still, guys. I'm gonna go interrupt this. But you know how we're gonna interrupt? We're gonna get a sticks and we're gonna throw some sticks. This actually might be just her trying to get my attention. Again, Clover is really, really intelligent. So have a great one, guys. See you later.